Special thanks to Patreon supporter Fernand Weinchter for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared2 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the DD tank, or the DD Sherman. The DD, or Duplex drive tanks nicknamed Donald Duck tanks, were a type of amphibious swimming tank developed by the British during the Second World War. The phrase is mostly used for the duplex drive variant of the M4 Sherman medium tank that was used by the Western Allies during and after the Normandy landings in June of 1944. DD tanks worked by erecting a flotation screen around the tank which enabled it to float, and it had two propellers powered by the tank's engine to drive them in the water. The DD tanks were one of the many specialized assault vehicles colloquially known as Hobart's funnies devised to support the planned invasion of Europe. So the DD tank was basically a tank with floaties. I mean, that's pretty much the best way you can really describe it. The vehicle itself obviously being very interesting, and using the common tank available to the Allies, the Sherman, it was pretty much a perfect recipe to get these tanks onto the beaches and allow them to support in the beach landings of Normandy. So overall pretty interesting. From my knowledge, they kind of were produced and saw, service throughout pretty much throughout the war. There was different variants going into the Valentine, the Sherman, the M10 tank destroyer, and probably a few other tanks and stuff like that. I can imagine maybe like a Stewart or something like that, or maybe a few other things and stuff like that. But overall, really cool stuff, and really interesting, to say the very least. It's kind of crazy that some simple flotations can actually keep a tank above water. Anyways, going ahead and continuing on, I want to give a special thanks to Patreon supporter Fernand Weinchter for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is down in the description, where you guys can pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and be able to receive a vehicle request of your choice in return. So overall, really cool stuff all the way around, and feel free to check that out if you guys are interested. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the tank itself and see exactly what we'll be going ahead and building. So obviously, if you guys have built my M4 Sherman before, it's basically taking that same tank and basically putting a flotation device around it, plus a few other little different things here, at addition of snorkels and stuff like that. But anyways, the main thing is we have obviously the M4 Sherman. This is just the standard kind of M4, nothing real fancy about it, no E8 or anything like that, as those tanks weren't really widely around, if anything, when the Normandy landings came to be. But anyways, you can see that they have kind of like a makeshift kind of bow up here in the front, so it's a little bit more pointed. Obviously giving it a little bit more water dynamics, I guess you can say. Same kind of tank. You can see the basic kind of front there all together. It also has a bunch of different supports and kind of rods and connecting pieces to keep the flotation device intact and connected to the vehicle. Obviously the main gun, the turret, all that stuff, nothing really changed here too much. As we continue along the sides here, you can obviously we have the flotation device, which wraps all the way around the tank, all the way around, and then we also have the two propellers here that were driven by the tank's engines. Also in the back here, we got a little bit more different stuff going on here, some different supports and stuff like that for the flotation device that goes around. We also have the snorkel here for the exhaust, and there's also a snorkel over here on this side as well that kind of comes out of the turret. So overall, really interesting looking vehicle. Also a fun little thing, I threw in some different supplies and stuff like that over the kind of engine top of the engine bay, I guess. So some little gear here and all that kind of stuff, as they could throw gear onto the back of the tank and use it to bring it ashore and all that fun stuff. Overall, really cool looking tank for sure, and just a very interesting design. I thought it'd be a really good design. Kind of worked with it being a Patreon request, but also the fact that today kind of is the anniversary of the D-Day landings, so that's also kind of a cool thing. I believe it's the 75th anniversary or something like that. So really cool stuff all the way around there. Hope you guys can enjoy this build and put it to good use if you're building any kind of Normandy landings or just any kind of naval landings in general. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first set of layers 0 through 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer, we have layers 0 through 1. For these layers, to go ahead and get started here, we're going to start off with the tracks. Now, one thing to kind of throw in here, and if you guys are interested in possibly having this thing in the water, What I would recommend is probably having this section here probably about a block underwater. So if we go and grab ourselves some wool here just for a prime example, I would recommend probably having the water level at this level here, and we're going to be starting the layer down a little bit below it. So that's probably the best bet for you guys in building this thing. I don't really recall exactly where the water level would sit on this thing, but I think that if it was at this level here, it'd be a little bit too deep in the water. So I would say that this is the perfect height right here, so just make sure this is a block underneath the water level here, one block underneath it. Anyways, with that all out of the way, we can go ahead and continue on. Now we're going to place down a nether brick slab and a nether brick top slab. This is going to be the right side here of the vehicle. Going back from this nether brick slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like so. And on the right side of the stair, to this side here, we're going to place down a item frame and a green terracotta block on it. So you have the first road wheel here. We then want to go and go to this block back here. We're going to place down another brick full block like this in the ground. If you guys are obviously building this thing in the water, you can probably just place down a dark oak wood slab like that. But if you're building on land, a or nether brick full block in the ground like that. On top of it, we're going to place down a string. But if you place down a nether brick top or a nether brick slab here, you're going to be perfectly fine. You don't need the string. Going ahead and continue on, we're going to place down two dark oak wood stairs, so 1 and 2 like this along the sides here, and item frames along the side of the stairs, and 2 green stained clay or terracotta blocks in those item frames. Continue now, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs back from the stair right here, and again item frames on the side here with some green terracotta in it. After that's all wrapped up there, we're going to go ahead and continue on. Alright, so from this point here, we're going to go ahead and continue on working our way back. We're going to go ahead and place down another nether brick full block in the ground here, followed by a string or just a nether brick slab on the back of this dark oak wood stair. Once that's done there, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair back. We're going to go ahead and go to the side, place down an item frame and a green terracotta block in that item frame like that. We're then going to place down a nether brick slab back, followed by another brick top slab like so. When that's done there, we're going to take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood slab if we can grab one, which will probably come from up here. There we go. We're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab that's going to come off this nether brick slab like that. And we're going to go to the front and do the same thing. So nether brick top slab come off this nether brick slab up here. We then want to go and fill in the space in between these rows of 3 of dark oak wood slabs, just like this, to go and create a nice kind of base here for the tank, like so. And you should get something that looks like that. Now with that out of the way, we're just going to copy what we did for the tracks over on the air side there, and we're just going to go ahead and copy it over to this side. So this is something I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit faster here, as we've already kind of discussed in greater detail about how to set this up. So I'm going to go a little bit faster here, but obviously you can pause the video or, you know, just do it along with it if you're fast enough. And obviously our string here, we cannot forget that. So with that all set up, we are pretty much good to go ahead and continue on here. So for our next thing on the back here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the middle dark oak wood top slab toward the back of the tank. So the back of the tank obviously going to be back here. And then we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate opened up on both sides of it, coming off these 2 dark oak wood top slabs like that for the rear there. With that all complete, that is going to wrap that up. One thing I want to make a quick adjustment for is I put this stair the wrong way. This stair is supposed to be like that. It's over here correct on this side, so just make sure it's the same on both sides there. Anyways, with that all complete, that is going to do it for layers 0 through 1, and with that we can move on to our next layer, layer 2. Alright guys, going ahead and move on to our next layer, we'll be going ahead and move on to layer 2. For layer 2, we want to go ahead and start off by placing down a nether brick stair on top of these 2 nether brick top slabs. With that done there, we're going to place down a green terracotta block. Going back from that nether brick stair to the side of the green terracotta block, we're going to place down an item frame with a cobweb in it and a stone button on that terracotta block as well. Same thing over here on this side, just like that. With that out of the way, we're going to then place down a 2 green shulker boxes. We're going to place down 1 that's facing this direction and 1 like this, so they're on their sides, as you can see, like so. We're then going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks in the middle here and do the same thing here over here to this side as we did on the air side there. Now with that done, we're going to go ahead and go toward the front here. We're going to place down a green terracotta block coming off that middle block, and then we want to take birch slabs and place down a birch top slab on both sides of this green terracotta block, and then 1 top slab coming off the middle one like that toward the front there. With that all finished, we're going to take our green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta, and we're going to repeat this row a few more times back. So we have 1 row of 3, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 rows of 3 of green terracotta blocks back. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 5 across, and on this row of 5 we're going to place down an item frame, cobweb in the item frame, and a stone button on that green terracotta block. Same thing over here on this side, and it's basically the same thing we did up there in the front. Now with that done, we're going to fill in the space now in between for the tracks here. We're going to place down a nether brick top slab like this, coming off this green terracotta block from the front there. We want to go ahead and then grab ourselves an anvil and also a sign. We're going to place down an anvil on top of this string or nether brick slab, choose on what version you're doing, and a sign on the anvil. We then want to place down a nether brick top slab. We're going to place down 2 anvils, and these 2 anvils are going to have signs. We're going to place down a nether brick top slab, anvil, sign on the anvil, and a nether brick top slab like that. We're going to do the same thing over here on this side, so I'm going to go and do this a little bit more quicker now that I've already kind of covered it, how to do it, and you can see right there, we don't have a string, so we need to go ahead and make sure that we replace that. And like this, our signs. And once those are done, we can go and move it out to the back. So for the back section here, we're going to go ahead and place down a nether brick stair on these 2 nether brick top slabs. When that's done there, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across the back here like so. We're then going to grab ourselves a cobblestone wall, place down a cobblestone wall coming off those 2 green stained clay blocks to the side there. And we then want to place down a dark oak with top slab in the middle, in between those cobblestone walls. When that's done there, we're going to place down a sign on both sides of these cobblestone walls like that. We're going to then grab ourselves a sandstone slab, place down a sandstone slab, come off those cobblestone walls, and we can go and go into our creative menu, grab ourselves a item frame, and we're also going to need a cobweb. And for this, very simply, we're going to place down a item frame coming off that sandstone slab. In the item frame, a cobweb. Same thing over here on this side as well, like that, for our back props there, or propellers. With that all done, that is going to wrap up layer number 2, and with that we can move on to our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, we're going to go ahead and start off with placing down a birch upside down stair on top of this birch top slab up here in the front. When that's done there, we're going to place down a birch plank on top of these 2 birchwood top slabs here to both sides, just like that. With that done there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some birchwood stairs now, and we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood stair on top of this nether brick stair to both sides. We then want to grab ourselves a wooden trapdoor, and on the inside here of this birchwood stair on both sides, we're going to place down a wooden trapdoor and have the wooden trapdoor opened up like that. When that's done there, we're going to go ahead and continue working our way out to the side here, coming out and kind of hanging out over the side. We're going to place down a birch stair just like that on both sides. Now with that complete there, we can go ahead and take a smooth sandstone block, which we'll go and grab. We're going to place down a smooth sandstone block on both sides, coming off that birch stair like this, going backwards, and then a ladder on both sides like that. When that's done there, we're going to go to the middle space here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here on both sides. We're going to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block over here on the right side. And coming off that green terracotta block, we're going to place down a end rod going forward like so. In the middle, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab. To the side here, a green terracotta block. And then in that green terracotta block, or coming off the side of it, we're going to place down a stone button like that. Without all that finished there, we're going to place down an item frame on these 2 dark oak wood stairs on both sides here, and a glass block in those item frames like that. We then also want to place down a dark oak wood fence gate on this green terracotta block here, and have it opened up toward that dark oak wood stair like that. With that finished there, we're going to go ahead and take green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, filling that space in across the middle there. And we're going to repeat this quite a ways back here until we get to about this spot right here. So for this right here, we're going to go ahead and place down, we have 1 row. We're going to place down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have a total of 6 rows of 5 of green terracotta blocks going along the side here. We then want to go and go to the sides of these blocks and place down 1 and 2 birchwood stairs back, a smooth sandstone block, and coming off the smooth sandstone block, we're going to place down a ladder. We then want to place down 1, 2, and 3 birchwood stairs back. Going over on this side, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. So just like this, going back. Now when we get to this section here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair like this, coming off these 2 green stained clay blocks in the middle space. In between the stairs, we're just going to place down a row of 3 of green stained clay. With that done there, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like this, going back from the corner stair, and in between these dark oak wood stairs, again, a row of 3 of green stained clay. Going ahead and continuing on, we're going to place down a narrow row of 3 of green terracotta blocks across, followed by a dark oak wood stair, again on both sides. Once that's done there, we're going to place down a dark oak wood corner stair, come off these 2 stairs on the sides here, and then a space, or 3 dark oak wood stairs across in between the corner stairs like that to wrap off the back there. Going to our sides here, we're going to go and place down a smooth sandstone block. After this, after those birchwood planks there, we're going to go ahead and switch to birchwood stairs. Place down 1, 2, and 3 back. Once that's done there, we're going to place down a birch stair like this. Let me see if I can get this one to fix itself. Apparently, for some reason, it doesn't. So yeah, that one could be a corner stair. Or, let me see if I can swap it around the other way here. Weird. That's really weird. Let me do it over here for some reason. Anyways, we're just going to have a birchwood corner stair here on both sides, and then a corner stair back here like this, birchwood stair, and then a smooth sandstone block in the middle, ladder, and we're going to do the same thing over here on this side. So just like this going back. Same thing over here, and for some reason this stair is now acting a little weird there. Yeah, sometimes these stairs can be weird. I don't know why this is not working on the other side there, but it doesn't want to work over here on this side. That's really strange. Better yet, to fix this problem, let's go ahead and just place down a dark oak wood slab here in the corners. And that right there will solve our problems, and then we can just switch these to regular birchwood stairs here in the corners. So yeah, to make that quick adjustment, sorry about that. Really don't know why that was doing that when it worked somewhat fine for me over there on that side. Really don't know. Anyways, that right there will wrap that all up. I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything that we have to do in layer number 3. With that, let's go and move on to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, we're going to start off by placing down a zombie head on this birchwood upside down stair here up in the front. We then want to go and go back from the zombie head, placing down 1 and 2 end rods back like so. With that all finished there, we're going to go and place down a dark oak wood fence gate like this, and we're going to go ahead and have it opened up toward the back of the tank, and then we're going to place down a dark oak fence gate on top of this dark oak wood stair as well, and have that opened up toward the back there as well. Once that's done there, we're going to place down a spruce wood slab on top of these 2 green terracotta blocks on both sides there for the hatches. We then want to go and grab ourselves an end rod and also a dark oak wood fence gate. And we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides now. Now when we get to this section here, we're going to place down a birchwood slab on top of those 2 birchwood planks. We then want to place down a birchwood stair on top of those 2 birchwood stairs there. And we're going to go and place down a wooden trapdoor on the side of the stair like that we did for the previous layer. Then go to the sides here, we're going to place down a birchwood stair on top of this birchwood stair. And then a smooth sandstone block on top of that smooth sandstone block with again a ladder on the side of it. So again, exactly what we did in the previous kind of layer, just building it up one more level. Once we get to this point here, we're going to place down a end rod that's going to, or actually my bad, it's going to be a dark oak wood fence gate that comes off this birchwood stair here, and going back off the dark oak wood fence gate, we're going to place down an end rod back like that. Same thing over here on this side as well, so you have something that looks like that for the front there. With that all finished there, we're going to take dark oak wood slabs, we're going to place down a row of 5 across like this, followed by a birchwood stair like this on both ends. When that's all done there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across the middle here, followed by a dark oak wood slab to both sides, and then we're going to go and follow that by placing down a birchwood stair like this on both ends. For our next row going across, we're going to place down a row of 3 green terracotta again, followed by a dark oak wood stair to both sides, and again a birchwood stair on top of this smooth sandstone block. Once that's done, going ahead and go into the middle yet again here. We're going to go and place down a row of 3 of green terracotta blocks, followed by a dark oak wood corner stair on both sides. Coming off the dark oak wood corner stair, we're going to place down a birchwood stair. So just like this on both sides, or my bad, it's not a birchwood stair, it's going to be a smooth sandstone block on both sides, and like we've been doing, we're just going to place down a ladder coming off this smooth sandstone block on the side there. With that finished there, we're going to continue on to our next row here in the middle. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like this in the middle, followed by a dark oak wood corner stair on both sides, and a dark oak wood slab coming off those, or my bad, not a dark oak wood stair, it's actually going to be zombie head like this on both sides on that green stained clay block. And then out to the sides, again, just a birchwood stair like so. With that all wrapped up there, we have our next row back. We're going to go and take our dark oak wood slabs, place down a row of 3 across the middle here. We then want to grab ourselves a stone button and place down a stone button on those 2 green terracotta blocks. And then we're just going to place down a birchwood stair, again, on both sides. Now when you get to this section right here, if you do not want to have this cargo on the back here, you can very simply modify it to just be the original design, which is basically taking stone brick slabs, placing down a row of 3 across, and then a row of 3 of stone pressure plates. And then out here to the sides, we're just going to place down a smooth sandstone block on top of this one right here, followed by a ladder. And over here on this side, this birchwood stair here should be a smooth sandstone block and one on top of it, so just exactly like we have on the other side there. And then basically going back from this point, we're going to go ahead and grab our birchwood stairs, place down 1, 2, and 3 back, and same thing over here, 1, 2, and 3 back. Now, when we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood fence post. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post here on those 2 green terracotta blocks to the sides. And coming off the fence post out to both sides, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate. We then want to place down a fence gate here in the middle, in between those stairs, and have it opened up toward the rear. Coming off that fence gate itself, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a end rod, and we're going to place down an end rod coming off that dark oak wood fence gate toward the rear there like so. We then want to grab ourselves some dark oak wood, or sorry, my bad, nether brick stairs. We're going to place down a nether brick stair like this on both sides, followed by a zombie head here at a 45-degree angle on top of that dark oak wood slab. Now, with that wrapped up there, one other thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the right side here. We're going to place down 1 and 2 end rods going forward like this. And when we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves a mossy cobblestone wall and place down a mossy cobblestone wall over here on the right side instead of that stone button. And this will be part of our snorkel that goes up for the exhaust. Now across the back here, we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves some birchwood stairs, place down 2 on top of these stairs, so just like this on both sides, a smooth sandstone block in the middle, and a ladder coming off the side of it. Now on the inside here, if you do want to go ahead and throw on like some extra cargo and stuff, I'm going to show how to do that real quick, as it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and can be modified for a couple different Shermans in one area or something like that to add a bit of detail. But basically for this, we're going to go ahead and delete the vents here for the top of the engine, so those stone brick slabs and these pressure plates. So what I did, copying what I did over there, just 2 smooth sandstone blocks to the sides here, some signs on the sides like so, and then we're just going to place down 2 wooden pressure plates on top. We then can go ahead and grab ourselves some spruce wood planks, place down 2 spruce wood planks like this to the side here, and then a spruce wood slab on top of the 1 plank there. We can then go and place down 2 green shulker boxes here for jerry cans, and then on top of them, to make them look a little bit better, we're going to place down some zombie heads on top of them like so. And just a simple little patch of cargo on the back here, just to add a little bit more detail. Obviously you don't need to include that, but it's just a nice little extra bit you can throw on the build to give a little bit more detail to it. Anyways, that right there is going to wrap up layer number 3. With that, let's move on to layer number 4. And my apologies, I said layer 4, but we just did layer 4, so we're actually moving on to layer 5. Anyways, for us to go ahead and get started here, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves a green terracotta block, and we're going to place it down on this green terracotta block here in the middle. Coming off that that green terracotta block toward the front, we're going to place down a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 dark oak wood slabs going forward for the 75mm gun. On both sides of this green terracotta block, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair. Now on the dark oak wood stair to the left side of the turret, so this side over here, we're going to place down a end rod coming off that stair, and over here on the other side, we're going to place down just a sign coming off that dark oak wood stair like that. Now once that's all finished off there, we're going to then place down a zombie head on the side of these 2 stairs out to the sides here. We then want to grab ourselves a mossy cobblestone wall, which is going to go ahead and come off of this green terracotta block here in the middle, green terracotta block on both sides of the mossy cobblestone wall. Or sorry, my bad, on the right side of the mossy cobblestone wall. Over here on the left side, we're going to place down a spruce wood plank, and then on both sides of these full blocks, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to the sides. Once that's finished there, we're going to place down a row of, or sorry, 1 green terracotta block here, a spruce wood plank in the middle, green terracotta block to the side, and then again a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides there. On the back here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block in the middle, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides, and we're going to go ahead and grab signs and place down signs on the side of these mossy cobblestone walls to both sides. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and, or one of the last things is we're going to go ahead and take some wooden trapdoors, place down a row of 3 of wooden trapdoors on the top portion of the this green terracotta block and these mossy cobblestone walls along the back there like so. And we then just want to go ahead and grab ourselves some wooden trapdoors and place them down on top of these smooth sandstone blocks all the way around here for a little bit of extra detail for the material that goes all the way around there, the flotation device. Also, one of the last things for us to do is over here on the right side, go ahead and go to this mossy cobblestone wall, place down one more mossy cobblestone wall that goes up like that for the snorkel. With that all complete, that is going to wrap up layer number 5, and with that we're going to go and move into our final layers, which are going to basically consist of layers 6, 7, and 8. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, so real quick, we're actually going ahead and move on to layers 6 through 9. Now the reason why is because I forgot to add on the radio antenna, and I kind of realized that right between layers that, hey, you know, this thing doesn't have a radio antenna, which it should. So I went ahead and threw that on real quick as it's supposed to be there. I just forgot to add it on when I was designing it earlier today. So yeah, that's what you guys want to have there for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into our final layers here to basically do on the top. So for this to start off with, we're going to place down a zombie head on top of this dark oak wood stair over here on the left side of the turret. Going back from this, we're going to go and place down a stone button on top of this spruce wood plank here. We're going to go ahead and go to this green terracotta block over here on the right side, place down a spruce wood slab like this on top of it, followed by a zombie head on the block surrounding the spruce wood plank like this to kind of create more of a commander's cupola type design there. With that all wrapped up and finished, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of this green terracotta block right here. We're also going to place down a fence post on top of this wooden trapdoor to the left side here, followed by one more fence post that goes up from it. We want to go ahead and go to the block in front of it, which is a mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron bars up like that for the radio antenna. Over here, going to this mossy cobblestone wall here, we're going to place down a row of 1 and 2 of dark oak wood fence posts up, and on the very top here for the snorkel, we're going to place down a just a really simple zombie head on top there. With that all complete, that'll pretty much wrap that up. If you guys are interested in throwing the 50 cal on, this is where we're going ahead and doing next. So if you don't want the 50 cal, just get rid of that fence post and you'll be good to go. But to throw on the 50 cal, because, you know, obviously the 50 cal is absolutely awesome and needs to be included on the tank for sure. We're going to go ahead and cover how to do that next. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. The first thing we want to do is we already have this dark oak wood fence post in place. So we just want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood upside down stair on top of that fence post like that. Going ahead and going back from this, we're going to go ahead and need to grab ourselves some green carpet, and we're going to place down 2 green carpets on top of those 2 wooden trapdoors like that. Now on top of this green carpet, we're going to place down a anvil upwards like that. We're then going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate that comes off this anvil and is kind of coming off of it toward the rear there. With that finished there, on the anvil to the right side here, we're going to place down this wooden sign, and we then want to place down a dark oak wood top slab coming off this nether brick upside down stair to the right side as well, with a green carpet on top of it. With that done, we're going to place down a redstone repeater on top of this nether brick upside down stair, and then 2 end rods coming off that nether brick upside down stair going forward, just like that. With that all complete, that is going to pretty much wrap up the tutorial for the Sherman DD. Overall, a really cool vehicle, one of those fun little vehicles that's not really looked at too much in World War II history. It's kind of forgotten about, but something that definitely deserves a little bit of love. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the build. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Fernand Weinchter, and feel free to check out my Patreon page. Again, link is down in the description. And that, guys, that's going to wrap up this tutorial. If you guys do end up using this design, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This video from assign the build, tweet my channel, or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as I get credit for the build, that's all I ask for in doing these tutorials. It helps my channel grow and it continues to keep me inspired to keep on posting this type of content. So as long as you guys give me credit for the build, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. And that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.